In this video, I'm going to show you how we helped one of our clients make $672,000 from email marketing in just 6 months. Because you've probably heard people say that email marketing is dead or is too saturated to work, but I completely disagree. See, while many brands are stuck spending money to get more traffic to their website, the ones that know how to turn existing traffic into more paying customers are the real winners. And that's exactly what we helped this client do by sending more simple emails. But I'm not just going to sit here and tell you how we did it in theory. I'm actually going to take you behind the scenes and show you each step from growing that email list to the campaigns, to the flows. Literally everything's going to be uncovered. That way you'll know exactly how you can replicate this for your brand. Now, the first step was growing that list, and that means finding people we can actually send emails to. Because here's where most brands make their first mistake. They focus on putting all of their money and energy on some sort of marketing like paid ads, SEO, just to drive traffic to their website. And even though that gets them visitors, as soon as somebody leaves without buying, they're gone forever. Unless you can find a way to get their details and nurture them back to a sale. Now, that's where pop-up forms come in. However, most brands use these really generic, unoptimized pop-up forms that just offer a basic 10% off in exchange for somebody's email. But while these probably worked a few years ago, they've become so common that people are conditioned now to ignore them. They see 10% off and their brain immediately thinks spam. So if you want to actually grow your email list with engaged subscribers who will buy from you, you need to break through the initial reaction. And that's exactly what we did for this client. So just quickly, before we get into this video, the brand that we're going to be looking at today, we're looking at the timestamp of July 18th, 2025 to January 12th, 2026. Just a quick snip of that overall revenue plus attributed revenue from email. Around $2 million over the past 6 months, with $672,000 coming in from email. Around 33.4%, okay? That's the breakdown. Let's get into the video. Okay, cool. So let's actually talk about list growth. Before we can even send emails to people, we need to actually get people into our email list. So this is the first and most important thing that we need to focus on. So for this brand, as you can see, we've got November 2024 all the way through to 2026. February, right? And at the start, obviously we weren't here, we didn't come into play, we weren't doing anything for them. But what they was doing is gradually building up that list just through Shopify, right? People just subscribing from either the checkout or that, pop up on Shopify. Right? Now, what happened in June to July? You can see this big spike up here. And to give you a bit more of an example as to how this actually took place, we've got the multi-step email and SMS pop-up, which obviously took place around July 18th. Yeah, July 18th, right? This was when we basically put that new pop-up, into that brand, right? And you can see the submit rate on this is ridiculous. Around 9% submit rate, 5K submit, 61,000 views since we've obviously put this into that brand in July. Obviously, across the board, it does have a few spikes here and there, but obviously that could be dependent on traffic. But across the board, metrics looking really, really healthy, okay? So that was the first thing we did. Now, just to show you what the actual pop-up is and how we orchestrated this, if I pull open now this pop-up and just edit form so you can see what we're doing here and why we're doing it. This is how it looks, right? Now, for context, this brand, they're called Take Let Loose. If we actually open up their website here, you can see they sell basically gut health products. So for digestion, if you're bloated, maybe you've got constipation, right? All that fun stuff. This is essentially what they solve with that product. All natural supplement that you can take for all of those pain points that we just discussed. Now, really good branding. Love their website. Good brand to work with. Really happy with these guys. We basically just had here in this entire step funnel for that pop-up, obviously the teaser, which is only shown after the form is closed. So if they close this, right, they'll just have this on their phone. But what we actually have here is a congratulations, you've got a mystery offer. So we're congratulating them and we're saying, you've got a mystery offer. So it piques curiosity, congratulations. It's like, wow, I've won something. And all they need to do is go through this micro commitment quiz form, which we basically say, to reveal your offer, tell us what excites you most about Let Loose. Is it constipation? Is it anti-bloating? Is it revamping your gut? Or is it clearing pounds of waste buildup? Whatever they click here, we're obviously segmenting and capturing that data, right? So we have these different segments of people based on the pain points. They're basically telling us what they're struggling with, right? It's indirect, but that's what we're doing here. Then once they've obviously, gone ahead and clicked on one of those buttons, it says you've unlocked 10% off. Enter your email below for your exclusive discount. They put their email in, they click continue. It then takes them to the second step here, or third step even, right? And we just put one last step. Put your phone number in, and then you can claim your discount, okay? And then on here, it just says, thank you, congratulations, enjoy 10% off your first order. Check your email for all the details for your exclusive discount. And then they can, shop now. So it basically tells them where they can get that discount. So that is literally it. That is what we are currently running and getting really good results to build that list with. Now, quick ad break. If you want to start using email marketing to grow your brand's revenue without doing any of the heavy lifting yourself, you can book a call using the first link below. We've generated $50 million plus for all of our clients and help brands like Citrin, New Recover, Lumitherapy make millions just from email alone. So if you want to see if we can do the same for you, just book a call below and I'll see you on the other side. Anyway, collecting emails is only the first step, because here's what most brands don't realize about email marketing. The moment someone gives you that email is when they are most likely to buy from you during their entire customer journey. Think about it. Somebody has literally just raised their hand up and said, yes, I'm interested in what you have, which means it is the perfect time to turn that interest into a sale. But you can't just sit around waiting to send your next email campaign for that to happen. By the time that you've actually took the time to go ahead and send your weekly newsletter, they've already forgotten about you and your brand, and they've moved on to the competitor down the road. And that is where automated flows come in. See, flows allow you to reach customers at the exact moment they're most likely to buy, without you having to manually send anything. If somebody abandons their cart or stops halfway through their checkout, they automatically receive an email or series of emails guiding them back to that purchase. And when done right, automated flows can bring in anywhere from 40 to 60% of total email revenue for most brands. So let me show you exactly how we do this for Let Loose. So let's look at their flows now, and I'm just going to change this to live so that we've got all of their live flows in case there's any here in draft. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the last 30 days, click apply, and I've already filtered it here so that we can see the top 4 performing flows, okay? So let's just go through the welcome series. Now, the trigger for this, really simple. This is the first email that they are gonna receive after they've gone ahead and signed up to the list. So that pop-up form that I just showed you, this is the flow that they enter once they've completed that pop-up form. And you can see here, we basically just got added to the email list and make sure they've not placed an order since they've started this flow, and also that active subscribers is false. So that if they are an active subscriber currently on their subscription, then obviously they're not going to see this email or this series of emails, right? So first things first, email number 1, subject line, you're in. Here's 10% off to get things moving. Your first step to smoother mornings just landed as the preview text. Okay. And now if we actually open up this email here quickly, we've got welcome to the Let Loose movement. Claim your 10% off. Really nice image here. They've got some really great graphics. I do love their branding. I think it pops really well. Then we basically put, you just did something good for your gut. Thanks for signing up. You're officially part of the crew. Let Loose was made for people who want stress-free poops without the bloating, blockage, or the toilet anxiety. Here's 10% off to help you get started. Welcome 10, claim your 10% off. Whoever brought you here, you're in the right place. Let Loose is gentle, science-backed, and it actually works. That 10% discount is your first step towards feeling good in your gut again. And again, another call to action here. What an even better deal. We've got a little secret. First-time subscribers get 20% off plus a free travel tin because your gut doesn't take vacations. It's our way of saying welcome aboard and making sure you are never stranded without backup. Subscribe and save 20%. So the thing is, right, we've got 2 offers in here, but this one's quite nicely tied in. And I never recommend having more than 1 offer in an email, ever. But the reason this works is because you can claim 10% off if you just want to try the product with no strings attached, okay? But if you do want to subscribe, first-time subscribers get 20% off. It's almost like a cheeky little freebie or an add-on, right? And they can subscribe and save 20% off on that first order of their subscription, okay? So really good stuff. They can either, buy that 10% off discount for a one-time purchase, or if they do want to subscribe and save, they get get 20% off, okay? So that's what we're doing in the first email. And if we look at the analytics, this is currently the last 7 days, open it up to the last 30 days, we're getting around $10,000 from those people who are coming in and seeing this first email. 44% open rates, 5% click rates, you know, here or there. Really good stuff, okay? Second email. This is more of a founder's story email, and you can see, obviously, just looking at the subject line, it says, why I created Let Loose. No preview text, just straight to the point. Here's why I created this brand. And if we actually open up this email as well. So this is a founder's story, and you've got an option here. You can obviously have this as a plain text email. It doesn't need to have designs, but we've got the content to match that founder's story and actually just show a bit of a behind the scenes stuff, which is why we've turned this into more of a graphic based email versus just the plain text you see here. If you don't have these type of images, just keep it plain text. So yeah, obviously look, hey Tom, just wanted to say welcome and share a quick story, yada, yada, yada. Here's why I created Let Loose. I'm not gonna go into too much details here because I wanna whiz through this, but yeah, maybe have a pause, like take a look at this email and you can see, you know, essentially what we're doing here, okay? So that was email number 2. Email number 3, it says for the subject line, still bloated, still backed up, read this. Why nothing else has worked, why Let Loose does, okay? So this is more so catering towards the actual data behind why it works, okay? With the science and basically the ingredients and why other stuff doesn't really work. Kind of like a us versus them email, like, you know, here's how we're different. But it's just really pointing out those pain points, identifying how the product actually helps with the solution and why it's a better alternative to maybe laxatives, for example. Obviously that's not mentioned in here, but like this is a natural, healthy based product, okay? So yeah, more so on the ingredients and the science here. Email number 4, the truth about gut health supplements. Here's what makes us different. So this immediately, I already know without clicking on this, is more of a us versus them. And if we open this up, this is an actual direct us versus them. You can see in here, like, you know, why Let Loose isn't like the other shit. Funny little, whatever you call it there. So again, here is our brand. Here's other alternatives like laxatives. Like I was mentioning that just a second ago in the previous email, but like, here's why we're different to other products on the market. And here's why we're the go-to solution. We have all of these great benefits, but we don't have these negatives that come with it. So we are the only solution on the market. That is why we have done this email, okay? Email number 5, 3 women who thought nothing would work. So this is, again, a social proof based email showing actual case studies and results, you know, that people have had with the product. Like, don't just take our word for it. Here's what other people have found beneficial with our product. Here's the life-changing results. You know, someone here is literally, you know, 30 years to find something that actually works, and they finally found our product. We're gonna go ahead and show this. Like, why would you not show this? This is gonna convert like crazy, okay? And again, let's go to the next email number 6, the doctor-backed science behind Let Loose. So this is more authority-driven because it's getting doctors involved into this actual product. Real science, real relief. And if I click learn more, it's obviously going to take me to, you know, more in-depth article on this. But we've actually got Dr. James here, James H. Tabibian. Absolutely butchered that. But the point here is we've got an image to show someone of authority, okay? And you can see where it takes us. We're taking people to a blog so they can actually read the science here and go into so much more detail as to why this product works, okay? And this is actually like an advertorial. You can see it says buy now at the bottom, like here's our product, after we've actually gave a ton of value and nurtured them with the science of the product, okay? Really great stuff here, okay? Email number 7, started to basically introduce a bit more urgency to buy. So last chance to save 10% off. This offer ends tonight, don't hold it in. Again, that's what it was called, a pun. Pardon the pun, that's what people say. Okay, so your 10% discount ends soon. Shop now. Still thinking about it, totally fair, you know, blah, blah, blah. Here's our code. If you've been bloated, irregular, or feeling like something just isn't right, Let Loose can help. It's science-backed, oxygen-powered, and actually works, okay? So if they've obviously seen this, you know, here, magnesium oxide, like, we're just adding more fuel to the fire, just making sure they are reassured that this does work, and also there's now time to buy it with more urgency, okay? So we're just collecting those low-hanging fruit. Now, email number 8. What have we done here? Flash sale, 20% off for the next 24 hours, okay? So 20% off just dropped, shop now, and we've got an actual parachute coming off of this supplement here. Really great stuff. For the next 24 hours, Let Loose is 20% off, no strings attached, no catch, just a clean science-backed way to finally get things moving. You've got enough weighing you down, bloat, stress, backed up mornings. Let Loose clears it out, supports your gut, and brings back that I feel like me again energy. But heads up, this offer disappears at midnight even. And And then we've actually got a new code here, welcome 20, okay? So that's actually pouring in around an extra $1,000 just from doing that. And then email number 9, the last one, we've basically made it more of a personalized approach. You can see here, it's more plain text from the founder, like just being direct. Like I know it's a weird thing to talk about, but your gut matters. And if it's been giving you trouble, Let Loose can help. I know what it's like to spend money on things that don't work. That's why we offer a money back guarantee. If you don't love it, we'll make it right. You know, we didn't just start spamming money back guarantee from the get-go, but we've done it on the final stretch. On the very last sequence of this email, we talk about the money back guarantee and we say, right now you've got 20% off, but the clock's ticking. Use code welcome20 at checkout. Shop now, okay? And that poured in another $1,000. So that is it. That is the flow from top to bottom for the welcome series. Really solid stuff. I'm not gonna go through all of the top 4 flows in as much detail as that, but I feel like that was a really good sequence. So yeah, welcome series pouring in almost $17,000 over the last 30 days. New subscriber flow. So this is for the people who've just started that subscription. Okay, so when somebody has started that subscription, we've obviously recharged. That's when they would enter this flow here. We wait around 15 minutes and we say, you're in, here's what happens next. Okay, and it's just another plain text founder email. And the reason we're making it plain text is because it's gonna feel more personalized and show that the founder's really caring for these people, okay? Then we wait 2 days and we actually send an SMS campaign that says, Let Loose tip, start with 2 to 3 capsules before bed for the first few nights, go slow, let oxygen do its thing. So this is actually sent as an SMS. And this is just almost, it's not really to like convert people, but it's to build up that ritual and make them start to use this product and remind them that like, you know, here's how to get the best out of this product, okay? So we're setting expectations for the road ahead, and we've done it as an SMS just as a reminder because we want people to see this. This is important. You need to start with 2 to 3 capsules before bed for the first few nights, okay? Then we wait 2 hours and we send an email and we actually say, here's how to take Let Loose and why it works. So we're just setting expectations here because people have just subscribed to your platform. So we're not trying to upsell them. We're not trying to convert them. We're just trying to guide them in a way where we're going to help with that lifetime value and show them the step-by-step process to get the most out of this product, okay? And again, you can have some, you know, testimonials here, reviews, just to get them excited. Like, this is what's going to happen if you take action and follow this and you stick to it. Okay. Then we wait 4 days and we say, is it working? Here's how to tell. Like, here's how to realize if you are getting results or not. So like, here's what the first 30 days look like. You know, week 1, you'll feel like this. Week 2, you'll feel like this. And then week 4, you know, you're regular, light, and your gut feels like it's working with you. Okay. And in here, you've actually got, and as a subscriber, you are already unlocking milestone rewards. And we've got some milestone rewards here as well with another testimonial, just showing like other people are getting these results. You know, you're a part of our community. Like, everybody's getting these results. Just make sure you're doing what you need to do to get the most out of this product. And then we wait 6 days and we say why oxygen is the unsung hero of gut health. Okay, so just more educational. We're really just educating them like why it's working. Okay, and we're just talking about the science, like reminding people like why they got this in the first place. Why am I taking this pill every day? We need to remind them like, look, this is a science-backed product and it's clinically proven for digestive health. Okay, so yeah, other than that, we wait 5 more days and then we send SMS again and we say, still feeling off? Don't give up on your gut health. Oxygen takes time to work. You're almost there. We're on the final stretch. You're almost there, you know? We're taking them through this journey. We're holding your hand and we're taking you through it together. Then email number 5, obviously after another day of waiting from that SMS, we say, stick with it, the magic is happening, okay? It's almost like we're coaching them on this journey. Keep going, your gut's catching on. Why oxygen matters, okay? And how Let Loose works. Just remind them, why are they doing this in the first place? Why consistency matters. You're not doing this alone, we've got your back. Like, we're here to support you and help you. This is what you should be doing for your subscription, just to make sure people don't churn and they're like getting the benefits from this. And then we say like, look, you know, quick question for you. Just checking in, you've had a little time with Let Loose now, so tell me, how are you feeling? Are things moving along? If you're unsure, stuck, or wondering if it's working, I get it. Sometimes it takes a tweak or a tip to get things flowing, literally. Hit reply to this email and I'll help however I can, because you are not alone and I refuse to let constipation win. So we're just reminding them like, we're here and you can actually reply to this email, okay? Then we've got wait 10 days, you've made it to 1 month. So this is like milestone building, like congratulations, you've officially made it to month 1 and we've actually embedded this in this email. Like, you've officially made it through your first month, okay? And we're just like, you know, you're already feeling better, you know, you should be noticing these things. We're still here to help you, we're guiding you through this. And now, a little reward news, your second delivery comes with an automatic 10% off because loyalty should pay off. And your third delivery, that's when we send send you a free pack of flushable wipes because honestly, you deserve the VIP treatment, okay? And we're doing this, right? Because we've noticed that on the third month, typically people decide to churn. How do we reduce churn? Well, we offer some form of incentivization as a freebie to excite them and keep them on the subscription, you know? That's why we do stuff like this, okay? Then we wait 10 days. We say, let's make this a long-term win. Let's open this up. So yeah, look, your gut check-in. You're deep in the groove now and your gut is thanking you. This is your checkpoint to make sure everything's working the way it should. Then we just get feedback from them. I'm happy, I'm not happy. And the good thing here is, right, if they say I'm not happy, right, look where it takes them. If they're not happy, they fill out a type form. Okay, so that we can get internal feedback. It doesn't get published anywhere. It's not public. People can't see that they're unhappy. If they are happy, however, look where it takes them. They can go on here and they can start scrolling to the bottom. They can post results on here in terms of like their feedback, their reviews. They can go ahead and put it on this page, which helps build up their reviews on autopilot. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty much it. Then we've got one final email, just as a reminder that your next delivery comes with a gift, and that is for their free wipes that we discussed a second ago. Like, this is your third delivery and it comes with your free wipes, okay? And these aren't just your average wipes, you know? These are gentle and skin safe, they're plant-based and fully flushable, free from fragrance, dyes, yada, 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 okay? So we just hyped up these baby wipes, right? Or these, you know, healthy baby wipes. So yeah, like, look, at the end of the day, the reason the flow stops here is because they're on day 50 now. They're basically entering their second or I believe their third month, right? After they've gone through all of these, or it might be their second. And after they've got this far down the pipeline on the subscription, they're basically going to be on the subscription for life, right? Because we've got them to use it as a daily ritual and a habit where they will just be with us for life, or, you know, for years to come, who knows? But the point here is the reason this is such a powerful flow for subscribers is because we're taking them through the journey. You know, we're not just getting them to subscribe and save and then we're leaving them to just walk on their own and figure this out, because that's when you get churn. You need to nurture them once they've made that purchase, okay? And just doing that alone, you can see $6,700 in revenue in the last 30 days, okay? So, other than that, other two flows to go through. Upcoming order reminder. So this is just a reminder that, of course, you know, when someone order is coming up on recharge, we're just reminding them like, hey, by the way, your order's coming up. So it's just basically a reminder. I'm not going to open this up. You can see here, like, your next order is coming up. Just quick heads up. Your next Let Loose subscription order is scheduled to ship soon. Okay, and they can be like, skip my next delivery, change my ship date. We're giving them the power, manage my subscription. Like, we're giving them full control, okay? So yeah, that's really, really it. You don't need to do too much for that reminder one. Like, again, results speak for themselves. Then the final flow to go through is the win back, the customer win back. So when somebody has placed an order, what are we doing? This is the trigger. Somebody's placed an order. We're waiting 60 days since they placed an order, okay? And what we want to do is we want to make sure somebody has placed an order 0 times since starting this flow and they are not an active subscriber, which basically means if they're not on subscription and they've just placed one order, for example, then basically after 60 days, we say, it's been a while, how's your gut? We haven't seen you in a bit. Is your gut doing okay? So we're just checking in. So we're getting all these people who are no longer on the subscription or they've made one purchase and it's been 60 days. We're just getting them back into the ecosystem and like just trying to win them back essentially. We just slightly nudge here, like, you know, it's been a little while, hope you're feeling good. That's literally it. Then we wait 3 days and we say, let's get things moving again. Use code BACK20 to save on your next Let Loose order. So this is where we start to offer incentivization to get people back into the system, because look, they've already purchased from us before. So there's no cost in terms of advertising cost. You're not paying Facebook, for example, to get them back into the ecosystem. You've already acquired them in your list. So we can use that 20% off as leverage to get them back into the ecosystem. Okay, cool. Then we wait 7 days. We send them a text message and we say, just for you, 25% off with code BACK25. So this is where we just ramp things up. We do an SMS because SMS usually has higher open rates than your typical customer win back email. Obviously this is in draft at the minute, so we're not currently running this. If this was live, obviously you'd be able to see the data, but yeah, that's what we have been doing. Now, when it comes to email number 3, we've got quick update. You've got 25% off now, and we make it direct from the founder. Okay. Like, I noticed you didn't use the discount we sent, so I wanted to reach out and offer something a little bit better. So we're just talking about the offer there. Okay. And then we wait 4 days and we basically say like, look, your 25% offer ends in 24 hours. hours. And it's just a final reminder about that code. Okay, so that is it. Those are the top performing flows for this brand. Now that brings us to the last step in our strategy. And it's one where I see a lot of brands get lazy because they've set up their flows and they think they can now just grow their business on autopilot. But what they don't realize is how much the customer experience actually matters. So what they do is they blast the same emails to their entire list. And as a result, a big percentage of people on that list end up feeling like they're getting spammed. And this is where segmenting your list and creating campaigns that people actually want to read can make all of the difference. Because instead of just blasting potential customers with discount after discount, you're actually educating them on your product based on where they are in that customer journey, which leads to higher open rates, click rates, and most importantly, higher sales. And in this client's case, here's exactly how we set it up. It was pretty simple. Now for the campaigns. What are we doing inside of these campaigns? Well, we've got two lists that we're basically sending to, or should I say segments, not lists, okay? So we've got list A, which is people who have engaged in the last 90 days, which means they've engaged with an email, they've opened an email, okay? And we do that obviously just speaking to people who are engaged so we can keep the list clean and deliverability high, okay? Then we've also got active subscribers. So we're sending emails to active subscribers, this being like a founder update. Let's actually open this up and have a look. So this email pulled in almost $10,000, right? Let's just open up this campaign. And then we've basically got, hi name, happy Wednesday. I'm writing to you from a very special moment. I'm flying to Austria this week to meet my new niece, who is being born today. First baby in our family, instant aunt era, and somehow instant new level of adulthood unlocked, which makes this next part feel even more surreal. The biggest news of all, Walmart is doubling our store count. Yes, doubling. That only happens when you show up, when you buy Let Loose in store, tell your friends, and keep coming back. Walmart saw the demand and expanded us because of it. I can't thank you enough for the support for this brand from the beginning. Watching Let Loose grow while my own family is growing feels incredible. Full circle. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of this. More soon, bigger things ahead. Alexandra, founder of Let Loose. So this is like founder storytelling, but it's also good because we're leveraging the fact that they're going to be in Walmart and it's doubling their store count, which just adds more authority and shows that this product is in demand and other people are obviously getting the results from this, okay? So it just helps keep people intact with the company vision because they're on the subscription. Obviously that's going to help with, reducing churn as well. And, I'm a part of a bigger picture here, right? And because we're making it personal and relatable, like people like that, right? So yeah, that's what we're doing for the active subscribers. Obviously that was just one campaign to showcase there. What other stuff are we doing quickly whilst we're talking about active subscribers? So there's another founder update here. So a lot of the active subscribers is more personal from the founder update. And the reason we use the founder as a vocal, like a voice for the brand, is because it makes people more intact with the brand. People buy from people don't buy from brands, okay? So yeah, like as you can see here, like founder's confession, let's open this up. So almost $15,000 on this email. Again, let's just open this up. Founder's confession of the week. I'm currently living 3 lives at once. I'm a bride, I'm a home renovator, and a CEO. My friends and family have just started calling me Turbo, and unfortunately they're right. Turbo is on, okay? So this is just behind the scenes, being just intact with your audience. Like this is what you need to do. Just share your life as well as the founder and how it's helping the brand. So like here, we've got 2 new products coming soon. We just gave a bit of vocal about like me, my life, insight as me as the founder. Like I love building this brand. Like it gets people hyped for like the bigger picture, right? And then we're just introducing a little bit of hype for these new products, okay? So yeah, I'm not gonna go into this too much. It's just more like a behind the scenes, actually showing what we're building with the brand. Other than that, let's actually look at what we're doing for let's actually look at what we're doing for the engaged customers who obviously aren't on the subscription. So let's open this up, view campaign. What real Let Loose customers are saying, shop now. Here are a few standouts. So again, it's just more heavy on the testimonials here. Reviews, why it works. That's literally all we're doing, okay? There's obviously a ton of different other angles that we're doing, but I don't want to make this video too long. You can see obviously that was a review highlight one. We've got your gut plus stress. This is obviously like what's actually happening inside of your gut. So just reiterating like the science of why the product works, etc., okay? So that is it. That is exactly how we helped this brand generate over $672,000 in just 6 months from email marketing. But one thing we couldn't cover in this video is how to actually create emails that convert. Yet, without high converting email designs, your campaigns won't perform as well as they should, even if you have the perfect strategy. So if you want to see an exact step-by-step guide process showing you how to create email designs that print money, watch this video right here, and I'll see you on the next one.